Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Ultimate Flexibility Program. Today is hamstring and quad day. We're starting off with the usual warm-up, which is down dog. Down dog is good for literally every single day. It just warms up your upper body and lower body at the same time. And our first pose today is going to be fire toes pose, which is basically just sitting back on your heels with your toes curled under, releasing the bottom of your feet. So you should be feeling this all throughout your quads and the bottoms of your feet. You might have to take your hands to the ground and kind of lean forward on all fours, just depending on what progression you're in. This pose right here is really hard, even for me. And there's not really a PNF method for this pose today, just because I feel like engaging your quads kind of takes you out of the pose a little bit. The PNF kind of movement I like to do for today is just rocking a little side to side. I also like doing this thing where I take my hands behind my back, get a little shoulder stretch in there. And we're only in fire toes pose for 1.5 minutes, and then we're actually going to release our toes for the next 1.5 minutes, just doing a regular heroes pose after fire toes pose. This is your reminder to remember to use your lungs to their maximum capacity, inhaling fully, exhaling fully, just taking advantage of the gift that God gave us. All right, so go ahead and release your toes and sit back on the tops of your feet this time. This stretch is a lot more focused on the quads than it is the bottoms of your feet. You should feel a blood rush to the bottom of your feet as you release muscles under your feet, which are actually so important for just becoming a functional human and moving like a freak of nature, and just having availability to run around, jump around, and being able to stand on your toes. And the same goes for the PNF method on this stretch. There's not really a way to, I guess you could engage your quads, you could try it, but for me, this stretch just feels better when I'm not doing the PNF. I'd rather just sit back and relax. We're going to be doing another quad stretch here after a hamstring stretch, which is going to include a PNF round. All right, slowly go ahead and make your way out of the pose. We're going to make our way into standing forward fold. I like to elephant walk, kind of warm my legs up, get some blood flow back in there, especially after a 3-minute sit down session. And for the first 30 seconds of this pose, movement is good. So moving your legs around, just getting some blood back in there, preparing for just a deeper stretch, not forgetting to breathe, using your breath as reps. And the way I like to do the PNF method in this stretch is I like to grab my ankles or the backs of my legs when I engage. That way I'm kind of pulling against my hamstrings. So right now we're relaxing, and then when the engagement starts, we're gonna pull on the back of our hamstrings and almost try and like stand up, trying to flatten out our back. I know this pose is hard, but doing it for 3 minutes a couple days in a row, you're going to get really far and get mobility gains very quickly, especially with the PNF stretching. Not forgetting to breathe. Make sure that if you are feeling stuck, just take a couple breaths out of the stretch. You don't need to be in your deepest stretch the whole time. We're going to take it slow and really just focus on going deeper with your exhales, coming out of it with your inhales, staying comfortable, not pushing through pain. And just another good form in this stretch is to smile. All right, now we're gonna slowly make our way into, you have a couple options here. You might need to stay in a hero's pose, but we're trying to lay back. So that looks like kind of how I am right now. Or you can even go an even deeper advanced method, which is laying all the way back. You want to be really careful in this stretch and not push yourself too far, too fast. The main objective here is to stretch your quads and especially your upper quads. So you should even feel it in your hip flexor. And no matter where you are in this stretch, this is a really good place for the PNF method, just engaging your quads. And you're not going to come all the way out of it if you are strong enough to do a reverse Nordic. You're just going to be engaging your quads for 10 seconds and relaxing for 10 seconds. And I know this pose is really hard to hold for 3 minutes, so if it is too painful, just come out of it for a couple seconds and then go back into it. Not forgetting to breathe here, making sure that you're smiling and understanding that releasing your quads in this way is going to help you so much with every movement you do in your life and just help you to feel good. And this is one of the first steps in bulletproofing your knees. And don't feel discouraged if you cannot go this deep. You are always welcome to private message me on the school and ask me for any help with any issues if the stretch isn't working for you or if it's too painful, and we can figure something out. All right, slowly making our way out of this pose, getting some blood flow back into our legs before we go into a seated forward fold. If seated forward fold doesn't feel as good for you, like you can't get a deep enough stretch compared to the standing one, you're welcome to do another standing forward fold. I like seated forward fold. This is a place where if you can grab somewhere on your legs to hold yourself in a deeper stretch and then try and flatten your back and take your chin to your chest, it is the craziest spinal stretch in my opinion. Like, it just is a crazy release all up and down your back. And we're going to be doing the PNF on this stretch as long as you have a good place to hold on. You need a good place to hold on. That way you have a way to engage your hamstring while in this stretch, while you're in a deep position. This is also a good place to play with some movement, just bringing a little bit of blood flow into your legs by bending your knees, straightening your knees, flattening your back, taking your chin to your chest. Just a couple options there just to feel out your body and help it feel better. And once we're done with that, we're going to go into one last down dog just to get the blood flow back in there and end on good feeling. Hope you enjoyed today, and I'll see you tomorrow.